welcome to Stade de Soccer, Montreal, Quebec, for our Division D-2 finals. Here I am in the booth. We're switching it up. I am Alexi Dubois. I'm with...
Oh, hi.
Hello.
How's it going? Didn't see you there.
We are with... Second try.
Peas del Rees.
Peas del Rees, a few sailors light. We are moments away from a kickoff in what appears to be a very interesting Division D2 final. There are rumors out there that West Island Buys would only be 5 players. They are not 5 players, I'm very happy to announce. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow jerseys. I see a slew of pink on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
We have 2 exciting, high-powered offensive teams. What are you most tantalized about this game?
So on the podcast, we talked about who had the most dudes. Whether it's Skylar Bailiff and the dudes from West Island Boys or Will Power and his cohorts. I think the top-end talent of...
I didn't know Will Power was on this team until
I didn't know
a
he was
few hours
playoff
ago.
eligible. Yeah, I didn't know he was playoff eligible. It makes it complicated because of the way the website divides the playoffs from the regular season.
We are sorry for that.
Will Power is likely the best player on the field, but man,
Skylar Bailiff could give him a run for his money.
Yeah,
that being said, we have officials looking at... We have a camera in our face. I don't like cameras in our face. We have thrown a thumbs up. The referees are whistling this one in. We have talked enough. You are not here to look at us or hear us talk. We are going to kick things off.
I think they're here to hear us talk.
Not look at us talk.
Why we're here. Also, like, you gave a thumbs up. You said we. Should I get... Thumbs up!
Thumbs up.
First down.
First down. Completed to Julian McLaren Thompson. Not completed to Julian McLaren Thompson. Broken up by Will Power on the play. It is Justin McLaren Thompson, I believe.
Thompson, yeah. That's a weird way to say. That's a weird pronunciation of that word. Yeah, Will Power made a couple plays earlier today where he was coming across the field, known more for dropping on defense, and it looked as though the West Island Boys looked to take advantage of that. Instead, he came across the field and got there just in time to knock the ball away from Julian McLaren Thompson.
Just in the nick of time. We're getting into the rhythm of this game. We have Zach Stacey under center rolling to his left, looking deep. It is now caught to McLaren Thompson, who tries to make a move, who cannot make a move around Will Power. Have you ever seen Will Power miss a tackle? Ever?
Unfortunately, yes, but no one beats himself up more than Will Power missing a tackle. And it's like sometimes like for a 3-yard gain, it's like, bro, it's okay.
Will Power is a perfectionist, and I was talking about this one before. He is what everyone dreams to be. Yeah. He is athletically gifted, but not incredible. He is simply good at everything he does. Yeah. And we now have a third down, a 3rd and 4 situation, a quick get off the line by Skylar Bailiff, a pass completed to Bailiff, hauled down to the ground by the Idaho Udapimps number 10. That is Eric Christian Schkioshet.
You say quick get off. I was going to say a false get off because I thought he left too early.
It's what I was looking at before the play. It's not a good sign when you see a receiver move before you see the snapper's hand move. And that's what I felt like what happened on the last play.
There is, I will say, there's a greater threshold in FPF than there is in tackle leagues.
Yes, there's a lot of leeway.
Yeah, for sure. As long as you're not getting like a pronounced advantage.
But where there is no leeway is in a finals, because we know a single mistake can be a game-deciding one. Hopefully there are no mistakes on this play. Let's see what we have with Stacey under center. Stacey pump faking, Stacey rolling, tucking the ball, pulling out the tuck, throw to Skylar Bailiff. He is dropped. The question is, was he dropped legally, illegally, and can you be dropped legally in FPF?
By gravity, yes. Otherwise, not specifically. Although I think that was just a hard play. I think it was more so gravity doing the work there.
I've never really thought of that one, but gravity really isn't your friend in FPF.
No, not at all.
Have we tried an FPF format on the moon?
We tried Ottawa. We tried Vancouver. We tried Toronto.
I think the moon is the next bet.
Yeah.
The zero gravity FPF would be a spectacle made for television. What is also made for television is Zach Stacey under center. Oh, by Will Power. A fantastic jump. He has been lurking under McLaren Thompson all day. He's been baiting. He's been sniffing. He jumped. How good is Will Power?
Dude, there's not a bigger Will Power fan in the world. That dude is my dude forever. We're bonded for life, and when you see plays like that, it's always shocking to see how quick you can get across the field.
And now, this Idaho Udapimps offense is electric. You have Iggy, a top-tier snapper. Will Power, Division 1 receiver.
You know.
Oh, Give you some credit. He's had a rough day. But you have Brady Ahuntsic under center, who is a fantastic quarterback. He is pump faking. He is throwing deep. And it's picked off.
Oh,
it
man.
is not a great ball.
I didn't look. I'll give him credit. I didn't see Julian McLaren-Thompson at all.
Peasy. I think I'm starting to realize why you throw some interceptions.
Listen, man, gunslingers sling it.
And Ahuntsic is, by every single meaning of the term, a gunslinger. Now, I'm looking around the bench. I'm looking around the pink jerseys. There is one key addition missing for the Idaho Udapimps, and I think that's why Will Power fits the cap today. They are without Jerome Hovington.
Yeah. So that was the reason you're in the booth today was you were going to be either Jerome Hovington or Will Power. Instead, you are Alexi Dubois. So are you thankful?
So thank you very much.
You're third.
So
you're third
West
choice.
Island boys have the ball right back.
Great ball.
This pass is completed easily. Nice ball on the outside of the field towards Anthony Gatto. Do both quarterbacks just forget these two interceptions and pretend nothing happened?
Absolutely. Look, if you throw an interception in the first half, it barely matters. And when the two quarterbacks throw back-to-back interceptions, it matters even less. I love Zach Stacy's ability to throw from different arm angles.
Some food for thought.
Oh, I love food.
If you think about it during the next play, is throwing an interception on your first drive really an interception?
It's the best time to throw an interception.
I think the answer is no. That being said, there's still technically in a first drive scenario. An interception is permissible. Hopefully Zach Stacy doesn't throw in, but he is looking towards the outside. That is a fantastic throw. Will Power has been baiting inside all day. He has seen him forcing it inside, and he's taking advantage.
Well, I saw Stacy there. Hold it, pump it, and then deliver to the outside.
And more than hold it as in the ball, he held it as in Will Power to the middle of the field. That is higher level quarterback play than you expect from Division D.
Well, he's played now in Division C, right?
With the infantry.
Yeah.
And he beat some very good teams. Like, for example, he has beaten Iggy Magnets in a quarterback head-to-head duel. So you have to give a lot of credit to Stacy in this one, as he runs into a snapper. That's not how you make friends.
Or how you make incredible lovers.
It was a very lovery play. Another quick get-off from West Island boys. Another pass to Skylar Bailiff.
That's sidearm delivery again.
Yep. Iggy making the tackle. So, Iggy on defense. What are your takeaways from a defender like Iggy Magnets, who is wise behind his already high years, but not the most athletic player on the field?
I'd say Iggy is more athletic than he gets credit for.
He definitely is.
At the same time, he's not. He doesn't have game-breaking athleticism, so he relies on reading the concept. Look, what Iggy's going to do is he's going to take away one of the receivers you send his way. If you keep sending 2-on-1s, the defense will have to adapt.
And let's see if there's a 2-on-1 coming to Iggy this play, as we have a 1st and 10 deep in Idaho Udapimps territory. We have Stacy looking short. Oh, Iggy makes the break on the ball. So, Mr. P, what were we saying about Iggy's athleticism?
Well, that's it. It's understated, but he may be a step short, and that's what he was on that play. Look, he made a great read.
He made a fantastic break on the ball. So what I was going to say is, look at now, takes a step back, jumps up. He is 5 beers or 6 months off of a pick 6 on that play, if you ask me.
5 beers. I think you're underselling how hard he went during those 6 months. It's been a hot boy summer for Iggy. He's gotten hard all summer.
But that being said, since pandemic, I think Iggy slimmed up, gotten in a bit better shape.
Absolutely,
he is definitely looking like an FPF menace out there.
I will recommend for those of you trying not to gain weight, don't knock up your wife.
Yep. So, very short situation here. Oh, Stacy makes the rusher miss.
Stacey.
Now, that is a touchdown. It is not a touchdown. Skylar Bailiff walked out of the end zone. I don't recommend walking out of the end zone. Actually, having played a few FPF games, I think walking into the end zone is far better than walking out of the end zone. Pease, do you walk in or out of the end zone?
I try to walk in because that's me running at full speed. But I love your call with no emotion. That's a touchdown. That's not a touchdown. That might be my favorite moment of the day. Like that's highlight of the night territory.
Well, for starters, it was an exciting touchdown, and I think they're looking for a highlight reel play, and if it's not a highlight reel, Skylar Bailiff isn't taking credit for the touchdown.
He doesn't want it. That's why he walked out.
But let's see if he's going to walk in this time. They're going deep. That is a touchdown.
There we go. That's some excitement.
See, I think I wasn't excited enough on my call. I'm still trying to get into this one. It's been a while since I've been in this play-by-play business, and last time I did this, I was in French. I had the excitement, and they didn't walk it out of the end zone. Thank you, West Island boys.
Yeah, honestly, it's a strange decision by Skylar Bailiff, but man, Jelani McLaren-Thompson has such great range when he's a receiver. Not only is he quick, but his ability to get the ball at the highest point it's willpower worthy.
I think he is overrated as a receiver.
Jeez, holy shit!
Yeah,
What do you mean?
We'll get that on the next play because right now we have a 2-point convert. We have a stacked to the right-hand side of the field. Skylar Bailiff dropping as a second quarterback. The
Well
second quarterback
defended.
not being used. Jack Stacey running up towards the line of scrimmage, completing a pass deep to the back of the end zone to a wide open Mike Batty Babunji.
Mike B is
Batty
what I
Babunji.
call him.
Mike the Batty.
Mike the Batty, indeed.
So,
So why is he overrated?
having played against them multiple times, he has decent hands. He has decent speed. He has an inability to use his speed and his hands together to produce speed off cuts. For someone who has the speed of a higher division, he is at best a Division D receiver.
I'll say he can be a menace at rusher.
He is a menace at rusher. I have not said anything against him at rusher.
Ball snapped.
To Ahuntsic. Thank you for starting that off for me.
No problem, I
Looking
got
deep
you.
to Manu Alaroy. Caught by Manu Alaroy. Touchdown Manu. He has been their leading receiver all season. Simple question. Why would you take your best rusher in McLaren Thompson, drop him at safety, and then get beat over the top for a 40-yard score?
Maybe it's because of the players they're missing today. They're not the biggest roster to begin with.
They are not the biggest roster, but McLaren Thompson has 18 sacks on the season.
Still Thompson,
That is
huh?
Thompson.
Thompson. You have the weirdest pronunciation of names.
But he thumps people. So
all right,
he's Thompson.
Thompson.
Thompson?
Thompson it is.
Fantastic. He also has thumbs, so he can be Thompson.
He does. He does have thumbs. I've checked it. He has 2 of them.
He has 2?
At least 2.
Have you seen someone with 3 thumbs?
No, but he might have foot thumbs.
Those are gnarly.
Yeah.
So this Udapimps team loves going for 2, and they tend to use a double QB, which they're not right now. But they're simply throwing to the front of the end zone.
Ball
They are
behind.
throwing through the cradle of Manuel Leroy. I hope he doesn't have a child because he threw that child out the back of the end zone.
Well, but also Manuel dragging that cradle behind him. You know what I mean?
The ball was slightly behind him, but
Yeah.
you think you would take a bit better care of the ball for a receiver who has dominated this season.
Yeah, it's really hard. You're going full speed, running an in-breaking route for the ball to be thrown behind you. You know, Ahuntsic still fairly new to the division. There's not a need to gun it in that way. Just get the ball to where the spot's got to be.
This game is moving fast. There is pace. There is Stacey under center. There is a hip flip. There's a hip flip. There's a pass to Giddo on the right-hand side of the field. And there's a quick tackle made by Alexander Zalelepski. The only thing not quick about that play was my pronunciation of Zalelepski.
Pronunciation. You're struggling today, bro.
I'm struggling on many different levels. It has not been the best day for me, in case you weren't tuned in earlier.
For sure.
There's a lot of pace in this game on both sides of the field. We are running a hurry-up on both sides. Why do you think there's so much pace?
Well, Idaho Udapimps run that high-paced Iggy Magnus offense, and I think a lot of times it somehow pressures the other team into doing that as well. But it does seem like they're slowing it down. Stay Scott now looking out towards Grotto.
And he takes the center, takes the snap. He does not take the center. He rolls to his right. He ducks to his left. He nearly gets sacked. There's a pass thrown towards Grotto. I think that was a very wise play. Grotto could have caught it for around a 3-yard loss. He decided, I like the skin on my knees. I don't like 3-yard losses. He did not make an attempt on that ball. Was it a good call?
Are you saying Grotto?
There's an R, isn't there?
There is, my guy. Like, at this point, you're effing with me. Like, there's not another reason you got every name wrong. What's next? William Power?
Power. We can still try.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me.
Like, I think that ball was more thrown away than it was.
I think it was thrown away. I'm surprised that West Islanders are playing with so much space, despite being so few players. Are they looking deep here? I think they are. Stacey's dropping back, dancing, pass towards McLaren Thompson. A drop.
A thump. That's
A
a ball off
thump.
the ground.
If he had more thumbs, would he have caught that ball? And how many
Well,
thumbs would he need?
I think we're clear on the toe thumbs now. So he doesn't got him. Look, I mean, ball delivered late, but it was a late-breaking route.
It
Ball
was
just under-delivered, over-promised.
And Stacey Stoll has been doing a fantastic job at extending plays, staying away from the rusher, and be able to get out throws under pressure, which don't feel like they're under as much pressure as he is.
That's the thing that he struggles with the most is he throws from great arm angles, but when his footwork gets disrupted, he tends to under and overthrow passes.
He has magical hips. The feet need to match up with the hips. Keep an eye at his feet on this play. They are well set as he completes to his favorite target, the elusive, the big, the threatening Skylar Bailiff, who has been threatening. Have you seen what him and Jeff Rosenblatt have been doing in Division B this season?
Yeah.
How dominant is Skylar Bailiff?
I've liked Skylar Bailiff for a long time. He wrote to me early on to tell me about West Island boys because I was talking shit about their name because I was like, why would you be proud of being from the West Island? But like he told me, he's like, watch out for this team. We'll be in the finals before you know it. He's not wrong. And this
They
team
are in the finals.
with him and Zach Stacey, Mike B, Jelani McLaren-Thompson, like it's a stacked roster.
It is a stacked roster. They have threats across the board, and their depth makes them so hard to defend. Let's see who they're targeting here. It is again McLaren-Thompson with a dip, a dwerve, and finally a drop of the ball. Why do you drop the ball?
What's a dwerve?
A dwerve is a mix between a swerve and a move. It is a dwerve.
Oh, that's what that is. Well, now I know. I thought it was a mix between a dwarf and a dwarf. But
You really need to brush up on your Alexi vernacular English. I nearly mispronounced my own name. Guys, this is not the best broadcast you're going to hear all night.
Oh, man. No, I'm having a blast. Look, I'm having a great time. Yeah, it's a great play by McLaren-Thompson after juggling that
catch.
ball.
Yes, sorry. I was just trying to finish your sentence. I should have let you finish your own sentence because you can pronounce words. Zach Stacey can complete passes. He has magical hips. He is running to his right. He is throwing across his body. Don't throw across your body. But Skylar Bailiff comes down. He goes over Power. He's over everyone. And West Island boys are now over the Udapimps.
Winning a jump ball over Will Power is a big deal.
Who do you rather on a jump ball? Skylar Bailiff or Will Power?
You know I'm never choosing. There's two guys in the league I will never choose anyone else over. It's always Dondre Borden. It's always Will Power for me. Like that, the only choice is who do I choose between those two?
And who do you choose between those two?
Well, Dondre's my godson, so Dondre.
Very good call.
We'll see him later tonight, Division C.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing him. So that was a huge that was a huge play for Skylar Bailiff. That is a lead-changing play. They now have the ability to go up by over a score. There's a drop ball in the snap. Stacey is dancing towards the line, getting towards the out-of-bounds line. He finds Skylar Bailiff again. These two receivers, this quarterback and this receiver, are in sync. They know where one and the other are. What makes their connection so special, and why are they so in tune with others?
There's something about the way that the West Island boys sort of play together that elevates them even beyond their immense athleticism. And we see Tyler Snodge coming in. He is a noted rusher from MFL. Seeing him being handled the way he is by Zach Stacey just shows you how good Stacey is.
And now we have Brady looking towards the outside, pumping for a hook and go,
it.
looking deep, completing deep. It is caught 39 yards all the way down the field towards the fast, the electric, the dangerous Eric Christian Skioshett. How much are you impressed with that pump and that go?
I thought that was going to be picked. That was all. It should have been double coverage, but Michael Raful kind of just stopped running.
But do you want to point out also the ball placement on that one? It was
great.
High. It was outside. It was not division deep.
But that's why Raful needs to be on his. He needs to be on his back. He needs to make it impossible for that catch to be made so easily. Yes. But great ball placement by O'Henderson.
Something I want to keep an eye out for is Brady O'Henderson is a great quarterback. He is not a red zone quarterback. So he's pumping here. He's shifting around. He is under pressure. He throws a duck into the hands of Skylar Bailiff, who is then eventually tackled by Ignatius. We just said he is not a red zone quarterback, but we have a challenge on the play.
And remember, if you're looking to help with wildlife conservation, you can go to www.ducks.org and donate today.
FPF's favorite website.
Yeah.
Now, so there is a challenge on the play. We'll see exactly what we're challenging in a few very quick seconds. We're challenging roughing the passer. We will see if there's contacting the passer. I'm not a ref. Those two terms are far too similar.
Yeah, they're about the same thing.
It is
just
touching
stop
the person.
touching the quarterback. They never consent.
Don't touch the quarterbacks. Yeah. I very much enjoy that. So I was telling you, Brady struggles in the red zone. Brady threw a pick in the red zone. What do you tell Brady not to struggle in the red zone?
I think too much of that read was side to side. Come up with 2 or 3 plays that give you a lot of looks in one area, as we see the replay here. McLaren-Thompson, no, not McLaren-Thompson rather, but rusher breaking in.
I see contact with the throwing arm of Honessian. We will let our FPF veteran officials there, but you see the left hand of the West Island boys rusher contacting the fuzzy, hairy armpit of Brady O'Henessian. This is why you don't shave your armpits.
Yeah, I've never done it, not one time.
I've tried it once. You get very prickly underarms. It's not enjoyable.
Well, because once you start, you can't stop. It's like
Exactly.
Pringles.
It's like growing a cactus out from your armpits. I don't recommend growing cacti.
Oh, wait. So is cacti still cacti? Because they've recently changed octopi to octopuses. That's now the plural of octopus.
Peas, I cannot pronounce my own name today.
So, yeah, I won't ask you. Well, we'll get the official answer from Eagle later today.
So Jack Nudie is peering very, very closely at this screen. I think he's actually trying to get his eyes into the screen.
Yeah.
Can we
that's the
blow
best way
this
to get
up
there.
any bigger? I think we have a call coming. Give us a few seconds. Jack Nudie walking out to head ref MD, delivering the call, which is, hold your breath. The call on the field is...
Contact.
Is that the right call?
Much like New Jersey strip clubs, no contact allowed.
Yeah, and that was too much for a New Jersey strip club. That was too much for Brady's armpits.
It was tough. Like when we saw the replay, his hand is definitely in there. Look, the rule is in there to protect quarterbacks because they are vulnerable when they're throwing the ball. I was a huge lobbyist for increasing protections for quarterbacks, and so it sucks, but it is the right call.
Well, P says it sucks. He is trying to protect himself. Iggy is now complaining that Julian McQuarrie Thompson is too close to him. We're at the 1 yard line. Brady immediately throws to Iggy. Iggy catches the ball. Touchdown, Iggy Magnets.
We saw this earlier today in one of the other finals. When you're a snapper and you're in the 1 yard line and you see that the 3 defender is on the opposite side of the rusher and you're going towards the rusher, unless the rusher specifically takes that angle away, you have a free touchdown.
Yes. And a player to keep an eye out here on converts for the Udapimps is Jason Edwards. Despite not having the biggest season as a receiver, has 3 converts for 1, 2 converts for 2, and this team is one that loves going for 2 points. Will they drop a second QB? Yes or no?
I think they will, but they don't.
They do not. It's so much fun to catch peas in little mistakes. They throw to Willpower.
I don't know the future, bro.
You should know the future. You should. They throw to
What am I,
Willpower.
time cop? Jeez.
Exactly. Willpower alone at the back of the end zone. Catches, pirouettes, dances. He had to show off a little bit. Yes, he is Willpower. Is this game now looking like a shootout?
Again, I don't really know your definition of shootout, so yes.
Thank you. The correct answer to my questions is always yes. It is now time for the West Island boys to consolidate this lead. If our scoreboard here is correct, they're still up by 2 points. They have the ability to go up by 2 possessions on this drive. Let's see if they capitalize. With Zach Stacy immediately scrambling to his right. Iggy again breaking on the ball, making the tackle, but not the PD. I have only seen Zach Stacy scramble to his right.
Yeah, he pushes off his left, like he makes it look like he's going left. He's never actually going left. He takes a step, pushes off, and goes back towards his right.
It's clearly the right of way is to his right-hand side. Do you think that's something this Udapimps Stevens can start taking advantage of and flooding that right side of the field?
I don't know why the rusher isn't just taking a wide angle from the right side.
I also don't know why you have Iggy playing the flats on the left and Willpower playing the flats on the right when his preferred side is the right. I am confident to say that Iggy will agree that Will is a better defender.
Absolutely. I don't think that's even
it's not a hot
debatable.
take. And now again here, look, this Udapimps tie is showing their defensive shell very quickly, which is a bit of a rookie move from a very vet team. Stacy's now scrambling towards yes, looking to run, missing tackles. Willpower never misses. He has made the tackle slightly short of the first down. Did Zach Stacy hear us and decide to run left just to spite us?
Well, we're loud as shit, so probably. But honestly, Stacy making a great move there. Went left, right. He saw that he wouldn't have the angle, so spun back around. Look, Zach Stacy's an incredible athlete, so he's going to make plays out there.
He's an incredible athlete. He falls into the category of better athletes than players, which makes for really exciting games because he can make plays both with his arm and with his legs. Where he's still catching up is on the intellectual side of the game. Give him your brain, donate it to science, and we would see the best pass from an FPF. Pick off Radio Nassian. I was talking too much. He spins, he jukes, he's tackled. That is a game-changing play. What read did Ahuntsic make, and what route did he jump?
It's great. We're going to see it here. Again, that lazy play over the middle. It's all hooks. He was breaking towards the snapper, but he had an eye towards the slot receiver. As soon as Stacey cocks back to make the throw, he broke that way. We saw Ahuntsic make a similar play in a co-ed final earlier today. The dude's a really good defender, and he showed here why on this play here as he gives the Idaho Udapimps another set of downs to play with.
He's the complete package. When you're looking at a quarterback, he's someone who reads the field both offensively and defensively, and that's what he did. He sat back, one step backwards, planted, T-stepped, and broke down on the ball. It's a great ability to have that computer mastermind working on both sides. Let's see what his computer can do here in the red zone as he scrambles to his left but is looking to his right. He tries to make the receiver miss. The receiver cannot miss. The receiver spikes the flag down, picks up the flag. He is scared.
By receiver,
of
you
getting
mean
those.
rusher, clearly.
Obviously.
Grotto grabbing the flag, afraid to get the penalty. You saw that. He was like, he threw down excitement. He's like, wait, I got it. Returns the flag back.
It was very similar to the offensive.
The OC.
Jeepers. The OC.
The offensive.
Not offensive. Well, it was slightly offensive.
But it was on defense.
It was on defense, but it was offensive.
It was.
Very offensive. That's why it was flagged. Was that a penalty in your books?
No.
No. He saw. It was immediately his intent. He was excited.
In the finals, you need to allow for excitement.
And there was excitement.
Yeah.
Is there excitement now on second down of Ahuntsic under center, looking towards Manu Roy, leaping, jumping, touchdown, Manu.
Yo, that was such a good route. Like, he had so much action coming his way. He broke over the top of the in-breaking routes. He went over the top. Then it was just 101 at that point.
Let's take a few seconds to talk about the development of Manu as a receiver and defender. He's someone who came into the league as a bit of an unknown face and has developed into a dominant force on both sides of the ball.
He's a guy that would get picked on early in his time in FPF, and he quickly figured that out.
He is now doing the picking, both offensively and defensively.
And in the booth, he was great today.
Fantastic. Very much looking forward to hearing that. We have Willpower dropping as a second QB. We have Willpower receiving the ball now, throwing towards the back of the end zone, looking for Manuel Leroy. Nowhere near it.
He had the front of the end zone. I don't know why he went to the back. He had the front of the end zone.
He did have the front of the end zone. And Willpower is a fantastic QB in his own regard. We have 5 plays left.
He's a Division 6 champion quarterback.
He's a Division 6 champion quarterback. He could easily throw in Division C with great success. The question I have right now is I'd love a verification of the score from our dear own Phil Roberts. Let's see if we get a verification of the score. No. Okay. No.
Eagle says the score is good. 20-16
for the West Island boys. 5 plays left. This is their most important drive so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball snap to Stacy as I take over play.
He's looking very quickly to Bailiff. I ask him a question. I give him an inch. He takes a mile by taking over. That means that Bailiff didn't take a mile. He took around 3 yards, was quickly tackled by Willpower. Do you think that's an aggressive enough play call on first down, or are you looking to pick up a few more yards?
With 5 plays left, it doesn't matter. As long as you get to midfield by 3 plays, however you get there.
They now have essentially a 10-yard expectation on this play, which for me is slightly...
Well, you send someone over the top. So if that's open and they're just sitting at midfield, you take the shot to the end zone.
And they have the speed of McLaren Thompson. They have the size in Skylar Bailiff. There are shot options here. I would love to see an in-breaking route around 10 yards. Yeah. Let's see what we get on second down. Quickly looking towards Skylar Bailiff. Flips his attention deep. Throws towards McLaren Thompson. Immediately tackled by Willpower. Willpower does not miss. He has powerful hands. How powerful are his hands?
7.
Out of?
8.
Perfect. Is an 8 Jimmy Butler like the jersey is wearing?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Look, man, that's the thing with Will, man. He's stroking, man. He's out there. He strokes it to the left, strokes it to the right. He strokes the team he loves best.
Those are magical hands. I'm sure he does lots of stroking with them.
Absolutely.
Fantastic player. Now, the hands I'm interested in at the moment are the ones of Skylar Bailiff, because as this is looking more and more like a jump ball scenario, it looks like we'll have an answer to our question. Skylar Bailiff or Willpower, a matchup to keep an eye on as we start looking deeper and deeper. Right now we have a key third down for West Island boys. Stacy immediately unloads towards McLaren Thompson. The tackle made for after around a 6-yard gain by number 10, none other than Eric Christian Skioshe.
If Michael Rafoul had the sideline and more yards to gain, I would have gone to Rafoul there because he probably gets you beyond midfield.
So at this point, we have 2 plays left.
2 shots at the end zone.
2 shots at the end zone. So that's the question I'm going to have. Do you like dividing this field in 2 and then throwing a jump ball once you're closer? Or do you like taking 2 shots with a talented, tall cast of wide receivers?
Let me ask you, would you rather have 2 chances to score or 1 chance to score?
I'd rather 1 better chance to score. And I know that's not the sense you want to give me. Let's see who Zach Stacy agrees with. It looks like he's looking deep. He's looking towards number 13. That is Mike the Batty, tackled by Manuel Leroy.
That's perfect because what that does is if he's able to break 1 tackle, it's a touchdown. If not, you're in the red zone. That's perfect.
It was
really
a safe throw, on time, went up, brought down the ball. A bad man right there. Setting ourselves up for what I can confidently say is the biggest play of the game. Pease Delrizi, professional quarterback. What are you play calling right now?
You need at least one man breaker. So you want something like in breaking at the goal line. Then you want something at the back of the end zone with sort of counter flood. So you have like a drag going one way, in at the back of the end zone one way, hook at the back of the end zone. So that way you create sort of a 3-on-1 triangle.
I'm looking towards Skylar Bailiff. Zach Stacy is also looking towards Skylar Bailiff. Completes, reaches out with one hand. Now, Zach Stacy is calling for a flag. It looks like there might have been a little yinky yank by Willpower on Skylar Bailiff. Take a look at the replay, Mr. Peasy. Let me know if you think this is worth a challenge or not.
Nah, that's well played by Willpower.
It is fantastic.
If anything, he was out of position, just had great recovery on that play.
So, this has been a thrilling first half. We have a 20-16 game. Two teams which are high scoring. What has surprised me the most out of this game is actually the amount of defensive plays. If I'm looking at this West Island boy team, this is a team with 11 interceptions on the season. Not a huge amount. Looking into the second half, what is your expectations for these two defensive performances? Because it has already surprised me in the first half, can we look for more defensive stops, or are we kind of plateauing out and going for a score-for-score situation?
I think it'll be score-for-score. Zach Stacy has not taken advantage of some situations, the clear one being at the end of the half. I don't mind the smash out and in. Like I said, that was the man-breaking route. And it was a good throw because, again, he actually beat Willpower on the route, but Willpower, such great ability to make up space on defense. And then on the other side, Idaho Udapimps have been really impressive on offense.
They have been really impressive on offense. And what you need to remember is while this team is led by Brady Onesian, the brain master, not the brainchild, the brain master is Ignacio Valdez. And that's why I was going to ask you a question, but instead I'll ask the question and answer it myself. If this is a shootout second half, who does it benefit? And for me, the answer is very clearly the Udapimps. This is a team with the experience. No, thank you. I'm answering it. This is a team with loads of experience. The microphone has gone down. Peasy is falling in laughter. This is why I need
Did you not trust me with the answer? Like, why? You could have just answered after me.
But I knew the answer I wanted to give, so it was really, frankly, just better to answer my own
So
question.
why'd you ask it?
Why are you in the booth?
I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm here.
But yes, this is a team which has fantastic clock management, fantastic smarts. They know how to manage a game. They know how to run out the clock and make opponents pay. I would love to see an offensive masterclass go down right now. The question is, which players are going to come up and who's going to be able to stop, for me, Manuel Arroy? Because you see Skylar Bailiff take away Willpower. We'll call that an even toss-up. Is there a player on West Island boys who can now go up against Manu?
Look, it's tough. Manu is such a good player. We talked about his transformation. It's almost as if he's gone to BuzzFit, got training. He heard about the buzz. He got himself fit. And he's been the BuzzFit player of the game so far for Idaho Udapimps. It's going to be really tough to take him away. That said, what the Udapimps have done well, and what the Wanesians done really well, is take what the defense gives him, and then the second you forget about Manuel Arroy, that's when he attacks.
So talk about forgetting things. I think we've forgotten the struggles that this Udapimps team has shown in the red zone. Onesian, before being contacted, he did throw the pick. He was lost. He was walking backwards and threw a bit of a duck.
Ducks.org.
Ducks.com. So, that's ducks.org or .ducks. So, if you are the duck in chief, what ducking instructions are you giving to Onesian for the red zone?
Be decisive. Call a play that gives you multiple reads in one look, and then just make a decision, throw the ball. The longer you give the defense to adapt when you're in the red zone, the greater chance you get a turnover. You need the ball out of your hands in the red zone because the amount of space is so small, defense can get to where you're at, and you don't want to be throwing the ball off your back foot like we saw with the Onesian.
Talking about out of our hands,
Ducks,
this game could get
Ducks.
very quickly out of the hands of West Island boys because the pink Udapimps are starting on offense with a 4-point lead. A score right now makes this a 2-possession game, which puts the West Island boys on the back foot.
Important to note that 2-score games aren't what they used to be with the new onside rule, of course.
Onesian takes a low snap. He's immediately looking deep. His receiver has a step. He decides to go down to a knee. Pease, why did he go to his knees instead of catching the ball?
Prayer.
He was praying for the ball. Did prayer work in this instance?
Not at all. The ball was thrown a little inside, to be fair. If that ball's outside, I think that's a touchdown.
Could you have prayed the ball outside?
He could have, but to be honest, I haven't had much luck praying myself.
I think the prayer would have taken a 2-knee prayer to really produce something. Udapimps are still keeping up the high-paced rhythm, breaking the huddle very quickly, saying that surprised me, up 4 points. They have a trips formation on the left. Brady Ahuntsic is looking over the middle field. That's
ball.
A 10-yard game to Montreal. Immediately tackled by Julian McLaren Thompson. I'd like to know your thoughts. We've seen him now for a half. McLaren Thompson is a fantastic rusher. What are your thoughts on him in coverage?
Look, if you have one of the best rushers in FPF, he needs to be rushing in the championship, period. I will say, when you see Ahuntsic throw the ball like that, decisively, the way he did on that play, he actually looked like Iggy in terms of his delivery of the ball.
And you have to also point out, the hair game is on point. It is flowing backwards. The beard meshes in very nicely. Let's see if the hair or the pass is nicer on this upcoming play. He flipped. Oh, no, that was not pretty.
But the hair looked great.
Their hair actually doesn't look great. It is now falling into his face. Someone run this man out a comb and a new pair of cleats. What does he need more, a comb or cleats?
I'd say a comb, because there's nothing more important than look good. Because when you look good, you play good. You know what I mean?
Look good, feel good, play good, as you do at BuzzFit Gym.
Absolutely.
Just having fun with this one now.
Yeah, well, because we forgot them in the first half, and they are a sponsor of the finals.
BuzzFit Gym. Combs not included. So, Brady has fixed his hair. Hopefully he's also fixed his cleats. We have a wide set on the right-hand side. Inky under center, snapping the ball to our dear be-haired Ahuntsic, who's looking deep, who's looking towards power, who has separation, who has 1 foot down, 2 foot down. This should be a touchdown. The call is touchdown. Why did that call take so long?
There was no doubt for me.
I was ready to call a touchdown the second I saw Willpower of a yard of separation.
Yeah.
Should the refs have put their arms up before he caught the ball?
Like, when you see Will arrive at the field, just mark a touchdown for him.
If you throw that ball 10 times, Willpower catches it 11 times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he's so good at creating separation when you don't think he has it. He's so good at judging the ball in the air.
And contorting his body.
Yeah.
He twisted his body, tapped 2 feet, brought it down, and the hardest part of that play is surviving the impact.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's so good at that.
And now let's see if West Island Boys can survive the impact of a devastating score. As now Udapimps are going for 2, going to power again. It's juggled, it's tipped, it's caught. I've had enough of talking about power. He is too good.
Yeah.
There is no stopping the power.
Mike Rafool actually made a great play on that.
He did.
Willpower, just great concentration, able to haul it in.
So every superhero has a kryptonite. What is Willpower's kryptonite?
Christian Camp, where he's a monitor, and he often misses many spring playoff games. But this year he was not doing it. So
Christian Camp is Willpower's kryptonite.
Yeah.
Let's see if Udapimps continue to be the kryptonite for this West Island Boys offense, as they're looking here down over 10 points. He dives, he slides, he dances. Not touchdown, interception. Iggy Magnets.
That ball had a magnet
Towards
it was
Iggy.
heading toward, like I don't even know why the ball went to him. The receiver was open on the sideline. Like,
the receiver was wide open. Simply put, it was a missed throw. But more than that, look at the middle of the field on this play. Brady Ahuntsic, for all his great plays, was playing 12 yards deep.
yeah,
Peasy, when you see a safety playing 12
Hook the
yards deep,
snapper.
how happy are you?
every time. If you think I'm happy, check out my sniper stats. But honestly, the decision was the right decision. The receiver was open on the sideline. The ball just came out flat. If he has any arc on that at all, that's an easy completion.
And
Great
let's
play
see
by
if now
Iggy.
Ahuntsic can find an easy completion. He does. The easy completion is to Manuel. Tackle made immediately by Skylar Bailiff. Now, I have a question. If this is a reference to our past game, so I hope you all listeners have been listening very attentively. If the Udapimps score now, is it a nail or a screw in the coffin of West Island Boys?
Riveting question. What about no more nails? Just like some really intense glue.
Is it Gorilla Glue?
Oh, Gorilla Glue's awesome.
It's good stuff.
That shit sticks.
It sticks hard. Now, let's see if they can stick it into this West Island Boys defense.
Want to be strong like Gorilla Glue? Go to BuzzFit. 24 hours a day, baby.
Glue, not included. Now, around 15, 20 yards out, Ahuntsic under center, completes the Iggy. Tackle made immediately by Zach Stacey. Now, an underrated part of Iggy's game is his actual ability to make defenders miss.
Yeah.
Does Iggy have the best, yet worst-looking dip move in FPF?
Yeah, it always feels like he's never coming up again.
You're worried about his well-being when he tries it,
at
aren't
all
you?
times. At all times. But I think that Iggy's playing outdoors with the Sunday Touch Boys League. He's really developed his ability to work well in space, and I really credit to that.
He's developed every single aspect of the game, which is what makes him one of the more complete players right now in FPF. He catches another pass. He shows his patented ability to make defenders miss.
There we go. It's a touchdown.
He twirls. He spins. Touchdown, Iggy. So what impressed me the most about Iggy is he's a player who came into the league relatively recently. I'm willing to bet no one has played more flag football than Iggy over the past 4 years. And why has it paid off with those two ballerina moves?
I remember when I was living here and dating my now wife who was living in Toronto, and I had so much time to play all these games. And Iggy has followed the same script.
So the key to FPF
long-distance relationships
is long-distance relationships.
Absolutely.
It's a very good one to know. Very, very good note. Let's see if the long-distance relationship between Brady Hennessy and the back of the end zone pays off over here. As he looks to Manuel Leroy, the tackle is made. The 2-point convert is good. It is 34-16. Wow.
Julian McLaren-Thompson is sure that he got that flag a yard short.
So, as a reminder to our FPF audience, you need 2 things for a score in this league. Let's see if they have them here. You need A, the ball in the end zone, and B, a flag. Any part of either one of those, of both of those two in the end zone equals touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is a seemingly insurmountable lead at this point in the game.
It is not looking good.
It's
That
15
being
and a half
said,
minutes.
Speed is key. Let's see if that speed will pay off here. They complete the Skylar Bailiff, who has loads of speed, who has loads of move. The fancy hips are not enough to make a tackle miss, but they are enough to pick up 10 yards. Peasy. If the West Island boys score on this drive, is it the time for the onside kick, or is that a later call?
Probably later because you need 3 scores.
You need 3 scores to their 0, which is 1 defensive stop and 1 onside kick.
Yeah.
If you pull that all off, you have the 3 scores you need. Let's see what Zach Stacey can do. As he is looking deep, he is completing towards Skylar Bailiff, who makes a great catch. It was just 5 or 6 yards outside of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. The ball put just a little too far for Bailiff. A great play by him, but unable to haul it in, unfortunately. Stacey putting it a little too far. Great read, though.
The read was there, simply put, that ball was just put somewhere where it was impossible to catch.
Is Stacey trying to be a little too precious with the ball now after throwing
I
that
think
pick?
At this point, you need to throw caution to the wind. Another interception, frankly put, doesn't matter. An interception loses you the game the same way taking more time will cost you the game.
Sling that gun, bro.
Now, look, we have Brady Hennessy lining up 10, 12 yards deep. He needs to take advantage of that. Will he?
I think he will.
Let's see if he does. He is looking deep. He is completing towards the middle of the field. He is completing to the exact spot that Ohenessian vacated. 4-yard gain.
It's the right decision.
Udapimps playing too conservative?
Yes and no. The time is their friend at this point, so as long as you don't get beat over the top. I think they got scared on the corner last play. They've been largely in 4-1 most of the game, so that's a smart thing to do by Zach Stacey. That said, this time around, they played more of a shell defense.
And I think that shell can pay its rewards, but there is room underneath. Let's see if Zach Stacey exploits them. He completes the Skylar Bailiff. He has 1 knee down. A reminder that 1 knee equals 2 feet. He didn't get 2 feet. He got 1 knee. That is a catch, in my opinion.
Would you trade a single knee for 2 feet?
Well, I have very bad knees. So am I upgrading the knees, or am I getting the ones that are already not functional?
But you're trading one of your knees away, and you're getting fully functional 2 feet.
So I'd have 4 feet.
Yes.
Could I put a foot in my knee?
One way to find out.
Well, you have 2 knees. I think I'd say yes. That's a fair trade.
Yeah, if you have 2 knees, you can sacrifice one.
Maybe with 4 feet, I'd be as fast as some of these players, like Luca Kenville. Probably not. I'm not a fast man. Zach Stacey, though, does need to score fast. The rusher jumps. That's a mistake. He has time. He completes the Julian McLaren-Thompson. Touchdown. Onside kick now. What is your prognosis, doctor?
I don't know. Did they declare they're going for the onside kick?
They are asking. I am asking you. They are going for 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's time yet because, again, you need to stop. So if you
They need to stop.
So if you go for the onside here, you still need to stop. Whereas if you score and you get the onside and you get a stop right away, then you get to score on the onside with probably very little, if no time left in the game.
And we have to remember, this West Island boys does have the ability to produce stops. It's something they have before. They had a pick on the very first drive. A stop is not outside of the realm of possibility, especially when Ohenessian is a bit of a risky gunslinger. Now, it is Stacey dropping as a second quarterback with Skylar Bailiff on this 2-point convert attempt. Stacey dives, dunks, tosses towards Bailiff. The pass is batted up. So we saw in that play with Skylar Bailiff backpedal, attract the defender, and then run a go. Is that a good use of a second quarterback?
Not bad if Stacey throws that immediately.
So there was
because he had a moment where he had separation. He just waited too long to put it up.
Yes, very interesting. I think it's actually something to keep an eye out for. It's a play design I really liked because people are so quick to jump on the second QB. A 2-step back and then a rush forwards could create an opening here. That being said, talking about openings, Udapimps want to slam the door shut on any openings here for this West Island boys defense. They are milking clock.
Yeah, they're going to take as much time as possible.
And let's see what they do on first down here. Brady should be looking short. He's being even safer than looking short. He is running, tackled by Skylar Bailiff.
Yeah,
how do you stop this Udapimps offense right now, which is
jump on everything. Jump on everything, and your rusher needs to get. Also, look, Grotto's been good at rush. You get Julian McLaren-Thompson in at rush at this point.
Yes.
Now is the time.
So what I tell my defenders in a situation like this is I don't care if they score a quick touchdown. It's actually fine if they score a quick touchdown. If you see anything, jump on anything that moves.
It's the third best outcome after a pick six and a turnover on downs.
Yes, exactly. A quick touchdown is better than any other form of touchdown. Let's see if Brady O'Neill has a touchdown in that magical hair of his. He looks immediately towards Iggy Magnets, who has amongst the safest hands in this division. Have you seen Iggy Magnets drop a pass?
Not often.
That's why we call him Iggy Magnets.
Yep.
Those hands are magnetic. The ball, if you didn't know, actually, football is filled with lead, and it just sips exactly into the magnetic hands of Iggy Magnets.
Ferrous? Because only non-ferrous metals are magnetic. All right, cool.
Peace. We ask football questions here, and more importantly, when I asked the question, I knew the answer. I did the service of answering my own question. Let's see if Brady O'Neill can answer his own prayers here, and what he is praying for is a touchdown. He's looking deep. This is looking like a mistake. He threw into double coverage.
He overthrew it, though.
Yes, nonetheless, he threw into double coverage with 9 minutes left in a championship game.
It's weird. It's not the greatest decision. I will say, going back to Iggy Magnets, the way he got that nickname was on the podcast. The name came up, and either myself or Mo didn't have time to read it fully. And what we do as a crutch is we'll give a nickname instead of reading the name. So Iggy Magneto was born.
Exposing the deep dark secrets of the podcast. It was not for his sticky yellow hands, but rather for Pisa's inability to read. Brady is once again looking short, looking towards the magnetic hands of Ignacio Valdez-Manzaneto. It is complete. Tackle made by Zach Stacey. They're marching down the field. Are you surprised Ohanassian did not take off running there?
Absolutely. I thought it would have been a good opportunity for him, but it was a safe pass.
It was a safe pass.
He had a wide open receiver. Just get it to your dude and let him get the yards.
And he did get the yards. What I have to start running at this point is let's keep an eye on it. I've not been watching this West Island boys defense attentively enough. This is the point of the game where you need to start trying some man matchups because that is what
they have the athletes.
They have the athletes. I'm looking across the board here. Bailiff is on Manu. McLaren-Thompson is on power. Let's see if this is man defense. I think it is. The rusher's coming in hot. Brady takes off to run. He breaks the rush. He gets tackled by Onessian. The kryptonite of a man defense is a mobile quarterback.
You can't rush that way, though. You need to have a contained rush if you're playing man.
If you're playing man, I think simply put, you need to have McLaren-Thompson bearing down on Ohanassian because simply put, the rushing is different. Thompson doesn't miss with his thumbs. He has many of them. They do not miss. And in those situations, you need the surefire ability to make sure that the quarterback can either throw the ball on time or get sacked. Missing these tackles is costly.
Absolutely.
Let's see if there's any more missed tackles on this key first down. It is towards Ignacio. He dips. He dumps. It looks like he was taking a dump. Instead, he got tackled.
But again, aren't you worried he won't come up?
I am very worried about the sanctity, and he's also a man who spends a significant amount of time complaining about his back hurting.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
So I always think if someone goes to dip, why don't you just give them a little push down onto the ground?
Or just lean forward.
Or just like blow on them so gently, and they will crumple.
It's not the instinct when you're playing flag. You're looking to grab the flag, right?
It's a glorious move to watch. It is one of the sexiest things to see on a football field when it is not Iggy Magnets pulling off the move.
When it's Jeremy White instead.
Oh, gorgeous. Onessian now pumps, scrambles towards right, again makes the rusher miss, does not make Zach Stacey miss, does not make Joey McCormick miss. But this ability to get past the rusher has been a storyline throughout the second half.
Oh, it's been huge. It's been huge because we've talked about it heading in. We worried that Grotto, as good as he is not the rusher that McLaren-Thompson is. And we're seeing that here. Owen Essian's got A great ability to be shifty, great ability to buy time, and he's looked awesome in this game.
I really think, looking into the future, Ahuntsic is a QB to keep your eye out for as a raising talent in FPF. He has the wherewithal, the smarts, the arm strength, and all the above to really make the difference as a passer climbing up the divisions. Let's see what he can do now in the Division 2 finals. He looks that was gorgeous. Please take a look at the replay. Enjoy the magnificent touchdown by Montreal Rocca. Is that the rivet, nail, and super glue in the coffin?
Yeah, well, that's the gorilla glue shit right there. Like, ball just thrown up perfectly. It's similar to the previous touchdown, this time thrown to the back of the end zone, and great body control by Montreal Rocca coming down with the ball.
Simply put, it was a gorgeous execution. Menu did throw on a bit of extra sauce to make that look even nicer. But if you look at a pass like that, is that something that gives you confidence to say Ahuntsic can move up divisions?
Oh, definitely. I'll ask you an important question after this play.
Sounds good. But most important question now is, will they succeed on the 2-point convert? It is thrown towards the back of the end zone.
Oh
Power goes up with one hand. That was simply too much for Will Power to handle. Now, Mr. Paolo Rocca, as you scribble down on a notepad, what is this important question you have to ask?
Oh, if you are looking for extra sauce, what is the sauce you're going with?
So it very much depends on the context, but I have a uniform answer across the board. If you're looking for, and this is a plugged content right here, a low-calorie, high-taste, zingy, tangy, spicy sauce, salsa verde is your go-to answer across the board.
It's not bad. I go either the Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce, but definitely Valentina's. I love me some Valentina's, baby.
I've never tried the Valentina's, but it's something we will have to change.
Yeah,
something
let's make that happen.
That West Island boys needs to change is this scoreline. They're looking to do that immediately. Justin McCarron-Thompson receives the ball, dangerous in open space, makes a receiver miss, makes a second miss. He's still on his feet. He's running for the cone. He is tripped. Is that a flag? I have questions. It is not a flag. It smelled like a tripping call. Mr. Pease, is that a tripping call? Last man back.
I don't think so. Even based on Julian McLaren-Thompson's reaction, we'll see it here in the replay, of course.
They're clearly not thinking tripping. They're thinking touchdown, and now after this touchdown, it is the unequivocal time to go for an onside kick.
Definitely. That now is the absolute time. There's not another
Time is
moment.
of the essence. Right now is the time to score. They're at the 2-yard line. Time to score from the 2-yard line. What do they have in store? What they have on store is a pass, is a shift, is some magical hit movement. McLaren-Thompson is open. So is Grotto. The pass is overthrown. Was
Skylar
that
Bailiff
too complicated?
There's nobody on Skylar Bailiff.
There is nobody on McLaren-Thompson, Grotto, or Skylar Bailiff. Was that a situation where you had so many receivers open, you chose none of them?
He panicked and just threw it to nobody.
Something Paolo Rocca has never done in his FPF career. He's never been overrun by too many wide open receivers.
If there's an open receiver, it's either going to them or a defender.
It's very nice that you don't throw the ball to the ground, but I agree with you that incompletions, they dirty the football. And there's nothing more that we love than clean balls in FPF.
Expensive, as we
they
see
are expensive.
The play by McLaren-Thompson here. I don't think he gets tripped. I think it's a diving play and he's moving forward.
That's fine. Let's see right now. He does catch the ball. Touchdown, Julian McLaren thumbs Thompson.
And I assume we're getting the onside attempt here.
At this point, we have to get the onside attempt. It is a 14-point game. They're not going for the onside conversion. Is that a season-ending mistake?
Yeah, it's done.
At this point, it's frankly a staggering call. That being said, look, they still need a stop. If they get a stop on the next drive, it's just a question of how much time the Udapimps will milk off the clock.
Man, I don't like this decision at all.
Me neither. They are going for 2, though, and let's see what they have in store. They're going for 2 and not the onside kink as Zach Stacy takes the snap, completes to the front of the end zone. It is to Grotto. The call is no
I thought he was in.
Good. I thought he was in as well. This smells like challenge time. It stops the clock. It gives you a chance to breathe. Is this a fantastic use of your one challenge?
I think it's, because they still have 2 timeouts, right? So, yeah.
Yes.
So you take the challenge here because worst case you can still go for the onside kick. That point kind of matters-ish. Like you said, like it kind of is an artificial timeout as well.
It is an artificial timeout. I feel like this West Island boys team, despite having FPF experience, is showing a few rookie mistakes between not going for the onside kick, not challenging. The way they're lining up here, this is very clearly a man defense play. Will Ahuntsic go for the run? No, he's looking deep. He's looking towards Montreal Rocca. Clean, great defending. No call.
Yeah, Rafoul back down immediately once again. Free to get beat over top. And the receiver on the right-hand side wide open.
Yes. But that being said, what surprised me there is that seeing man coverage, Ahuntsic didn't immediately think, I will break the rusher and run. In a situation where...
If you have a post, though, a post is a man beater.
Yes, but you don't even want to score quickly.
I
You're
know,
happier
but
to milk the clock than score quick.
I'm not gonna knock making the right decision, right? So like it's the right
Yeah,
read.
he didn't make the right read. Let's see if he continues to make the right read here on second down. He throws a quick drag play. That was scary. It went through his hands of a receiver. That could have been picked off. This game is very close to being over, but is not quite done yet.
Yeah, they went to the side where Mike Raffula is this time. That ball, like when a receiver doesn't catch the ball, the thing I hate most is when they put it up into the air. If you're not going to catch it, knock it to the ground.
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
That play on the sideline makes your heart miss a beat.
Yeah.
Now, talking about hearts missing beats, this West Island boy's heart is ticking. It is ticking. There's very little time left in it. This Udapimps team is trying to close off the game. It is another drop by Manuel Leroy. We have a 4th and 10. Timeout, West Island boys. 50 seconds on the clock. You hate punts. Is this the time for a punt?
I don't love it, but I wouldn't be against it in the spot either.
Because if you're unsuccessful here, they have the ball at your 10-yard line. They can score, make it an 8-point game.
But if you're successful, you win the game.
Yes.
So that's the counterpoint, that you have so much more to gain by completing the first down.
That being said, I think punt is the call. I see Ohanessian walking off the field.
Yeah, it's a punt.
I see your point, Pease. I think I'd agree with you. I don't think I would have punted in that context.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not a bad decision.
It's not a great
decision. Exactly.
It's a controversial call. If the West Island boys come back in this game, there are 3 things to talk about. 2 costly drops and a huge decision to punt, which could make the difference here. We have a 14-point spread. That is a touchdown, an onside kick, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion. It is a prayer, but the prayer is alive.
Key to keep in mind, of course, is as they're setting up their offense, the clock is still running.
Tick, tick, ticking. The clock does not stop, and there is no real urgency, which for me is very distressing. It is time to look deep. Zach Stacy instead drops the snap, scrambles to his right, takes off running, making the best of a bad situation, makes defenders miss, keeps making defenders miss, is eventually tackled by Manuel.
Must be nice.
Pease, when you drop snaps, do you turn that into a 15-yard run?
No, I go down into the fetal position like Eli Manning and cry. I cry a lot. I cry more often than I care to admit.
If you drop a snap, could you simply kick that ball, serve it as a punt, and try to convert that into a play?
I've seen a kick ball go as a pick six, so I don't recommend it.
I had no clue you could kick the ball in FPF. I don't recommend kicking balls. It tends to be pretty painful. So, we now have the clock ticking away. We have the completion to a Skylar Bear on the sideline. He makes the defender miss. Was he stepping out of bounds or was he pushed?
I think he stepped out of bounds, but man, if he had just like a couple inches more space.
If he had pulled the Alex Noel and sticking out the extra yard of sideline there, that could have been a decisive touchdown.
Yeah, that's a play where he needs to give himself somewhere to go after catching the ball, and he just had nowhere to go.
This game is not over yet. There is still more than 0 seconds left on the clock, which means there's more than 5 plays. There's still more than enough time to mount an unlikely comeback. They're now looking, Enzo, towards Skylar Bailiff. He goes up. How
dirty.
Touchdown, Skylar Bailiff, for starters. Touchdown, big man. How easy did he make that look?
Why is willpower not there?
I have no clue. But was that the easiest looking jump ball you've ever seen?
Yeah, he basically just backed up. Didn't even push off. Just used great body positioning. Went up and seemingly caught it with his bicep.
Yes. We talked about FPF on the moon. Skylar Bailiff sometimes looks like he plays in zero gravity. It simply doesn't have an effect on him. Now, we have the biggest play of the Division D-2 season. We have an onside kick. 4th and 15 from their own 5-yard line. They need midfield to keep their title hopes alive. What is the call?
Man, it's tough. It's like you probably need to drop a second quarterback in case, but then you need someone going upfield and someone at the marker, and then you just choose what the defense gives you. If the defense gives you a touchdown, you take the touchdown. If the defense gives you the marker, you take the marker.
Simply put, I think this is what's called Skylar Bailiff time. You throw a ball up, you say a prayer, and hope Skylar Bailiff comes down on it. Let's see what they do on this onside kick. The ball is aired out. It is towards Skylar Bailiff. It is picked off by Manuel. He's running towards the end zone. He dips. He does not dive. He is tackled. This is game over, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the game. That's the game. Great play by Manuel Roy. Just floating behind, waiting for a deflected pass, and he got it.
So, other than a great play, what surprises me there is the decision to throw the ball short of the sticks.
Yeah, well, I just think the ball had to leave his hand. As a receiver,
but he has the arm strength. You can throw that with a nice arc, Aaron Rodgers-esque, and lay it up at least in a position where a receiver can turn around and make a play.
You're right. A player in Division D should have the same amount of talent as the second or third greatest quarterback of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
if you're not Aaron Rodgers, you cannot throw in Division D. You've heard
Aaron Rodgers, go home.
Yes, exactly. And
so does Owen put it away here?
I throw this ball away. He will throw this ball into the dirt.
A pick six would be wild.
It'd be hilarious. He dances around. He throws to the back of the end zone.
Put it away.
Touchdown, Manuel Lacroix. Ohanessian shakes his head. The hair goes wild.
The hair does
this
go wild.
Is game over, ladies and gentlemen. It is whistled. The Idaho Udapimps are your Division D2 champion.
Manuel Lacroix, does he have a top 5 fade in FPF?
So the issues with fade is it only lasts for 5 days. So while he might have gotten a fresh haircut for the finals, which is a very risky move, by the way, a haircut for the finals is a statement.
No, I disagree. Like if you got a good relationship with your barber, you know it's good from day one. You don't need to grow into it. If you're growing into your haircuts, change your barber. Your barber's trash. Send him back to barber school. That's all you gotta do.
So I'm a big fan of growing into my haircuts, but we won't talk about my barber like that.
Eventually, you'll have more than a $5 haircut.
Splurging $750 is a big move. We'll see if we can get there. Now, as these teams are looking for the trophy celebration, my remaining question is, what is the cap on this Idaho Udapimps team? Where can they move up to with this core and Brady Ohanessian under center?
The problem they're going to have is Ohanessian and Iggy will be throwing in the same division sooner than later. It's always tough when you're sort of grooming a quarterback, only to see them rise to your level as quickly as you get there, basically.
You've definitely never seen that, have you?
No, over and over and over. It's one of the coolest feelings, but it also means you're losing a player on your team as well. As we head down for the trophy presentation and Commissioner Rob Campana.
The Idaho Udapimps. So I'll present the championship trophy to the captain of the team, Brady Ohanessian. Congratulations. Championship banner also to Captain Brady Ohanessian. This was a very tough decision, internally some debate, but the finals MVP goes to Manu Allard-Roy. Félicitations Manu, bel job. OK, juste une couple de questions avec Manu. So Manu, first championship in FPF? Ton premier? Deuxième, OK. Parle-nous un peu de ce match quand même assez intense jusqu'à la fin. They hung around. Talk to us about this team effort.
L'équipe, j'adore les gars, c'est juste le fun de jouer avec eux. Fait qu'on on est juste arrivé dans le match, on a dit on va juste avoir du fun, no matter what the result is, on donne notre 100%. C'était une bonne équipe contre qui on jouait, on n'a jamais arrêté, puis je suis fier des gars, vraiment fier.
Puis beaucoup de grands noms dans la Ligue FPF, mais parle-nous de ton QB Brady Ohanessian, un nouveau joueur dans la Ligue, a joué super bien toute la saison, mais ce soir aussi, parle-nous un peu de lui.
Brady, that's my boy, man, yo, watch out, soon he's going to be Div 1 QB, also good defensive player. He's all over the field, ball hawk. So appreciate all the guys.
Félicitations, Manu. All right, back to you guys. Congratulations.
So it appears that Manu answered the question I just had, Peas. He thinks the cap on Brady is Division 1, and the timeline is very soon. I disagree, but I guess time will tell.
Yeah, I guess like if you see a parade coming, Alexi's the first one to take a dump all over it. Look, it's a championship. Enjoy the moment. I think he'll be in Division 3 sooner than later. That said, the jump from Division 3 to 2 is massive. It's probably the second biggest jump after Division 6 to Division 5. So Ohanessian, I think it's going to take him a little bit, but I'm very impressed with how well he manages so many situations. To your point, the goal line and red zone work has to improve.
Yes, and I'm very happy for this Udapimps team. This is a fantastic group of guys. From Manuel getting his second championship, Brady taking FPF by storm, and Iggy, after heartbreak in the Quad 2 finals, finishing the day with a championship. It needs to feel good for this team. Now, this is a feel-good story. The Udapimps close it off with a championship. The Idaho Udapimps here in Montreal, Quebec, from Stade are your Division D2 champions. And for us, that is me in the booth, Alexi Dubois, and Paolo Rocca. We are... Peas does not look happy. Say something.
You got my name wrong. You've got every name wrong in this broadcast. My name is Della Rocca, not Della Rocca. His name is Thompson,
Rocca.
not Thompson. You're making shit up. Alexi, get your shit right.
I will not be getting my shit right. Instead, I will be signing off.
You got your own name wrong at some point during this broadcast.
Do you know that I once misspelled my own name on a dictée and lost points for it?
Yo, dude, like legit, you would be the dude to fail an LSAT because you got your name wrong.
Do you automatically fail because you get your name wrong?
You should. You shouldn't be a lawyer if you fail to write your name correctly.
I will fail to write my name correctly. I'll probably fail to say more names correctly because the Division D1 Finals is coming for you in a few short minutes here from Montreal, Quebec. So before that final gets underway and I have a chance to make any more mistakes, this is Alexi Dubois signing off for Peas and myself. That is enough. That is words. Thank you and good night.